السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. هنبدأ نشرح الاستكمال للتريننج بروجرام بروسيس in the prepare training module course. We remember with us the training modules should be need assessment, methodology, modular approach, rationale, and evaluate. Should be understand and remember with us these models to complete the training program process. Need assessment is discussed in the previous lecture. What do you know and what do you need to know and what works best for your organization and then implement for your company. After need assessment step is analyzed and complete, we should be select the methods of the training. Methodology, there are, for example, online, video, and peer-to-peer is the advanced training methodology, and the classroom is the traditional training methodology. According to the need assessment, we develop modular approach, basic or intermediate or advanced. This modular approach is the strata, should be aware and understand the basic, then to contain or understand the intermediate and then advanced. The target or the stakeholder not in intermediate before the basic or advanced before basic or intermediate. Should be the strata, should be based on basic, advanced based on intermediate, then intermediate based on basic. For the rationale of the training, or benefit of the training, rationale, knowledge acquisition of the stakeholders or trainees, rationale, understanding, implementation, and application. After the training need assessment complete, methodology is implemented, and the modular approach is developed, and rationale or objective from the training is achieved, we should be evaluate the training. According to the approach, modular approach, basic or intermediate or advanced, the evaluation is planned, additional needs and adjusted program. The training process, training program process, there are 9 steps necessary. We remember with us, we explained in the previous lecture the organization objective, training needs assessment, training gap. In this lecture should be complete the process, training process, training courses and training objective, then select trainee and trainers, and select training methods and the materials, administered training, and then the last one of the process is training evaluation of the training process program. The fourth process is the training courses. Is very important step. Fourth process, training courses. Course or objective, there are different from organization objective is the first step or process, and course objective. Organization objective explain and determine the objective of organization from the training modules as a whole. But course objective determine the course objective of the training module. Modules if the basic, sometime in module contain the different sessions or different part in the training. Course objective according to any modules, the first part or second or the fifth part according to the content of the training module, there are course objectives according to the part. Course objective as a whole of the training courses should clearly state what behavior or skill will be changed as a result of the training and should relate it to the mission and the strategy plan of the company. There are the mission and the strategy plan for any organization. And organization objective, the first objective is determine and achieve their mission. There are mission and the vision and the goal and the objective according to planning hierarchy. When we develop any plan for the training, should be aware in the mission of the courses to related to the mission of the organization objective. Organization objective in the health setting different from the company or business setting, and so on. There are objective related to the mission and vision and the goal or objective of the organization. Course objective should be clearly stated. Clear statement of the course objective should be clear for any trainee or any stakeholder. Should be when read the objective clear and understood this. Not clarification. If we need to clarify objective of the course is an unclear objective. Should be clearly for what? For behavior, what skills, and will be changed. When determine or implement any training, we acquire the trainee or stakeholders some knowledge and understanding and some skills. According to educational objective, there are 3 domains of the educational objective: knowledge and the psychomotor and the behavior or attitude. Any training should be changed in the knowledge and acquire knowledge from unknown to known this knowledge and understand these facts or information. Then after knowledge is aware, and there are levels of the knowledge, beginning with the recall of the knowledge and then understand the knowledge and then apply the knowledge and distinguish this knowledge and then complete this knowledge in the high level or low level of the knowledge. And then knowledge is acquired with this the rationale of the training. If you understand or remember the models of the training, this is knowledge, understanding, implement, application. This is stages of the acquire or acquirization of the knowledge, of this knowledge. Course objective should be clear and according to the change in the training. The change in the knowledge or information or fact, change in the skills and the psychomotor of the skills training, and should be change in the behavior. If I acquire knowledge and the skills, should be a change in behavior and attitude. This is should be collaborated or derived from what? From the organization objective. The course preparation according to training needs. Training course, there are need analysis in the previous step, and there are the gap between the actual and the required performance. There are needs of the training for the content or the updated of the knowledge. Should be course preparation according to what training needs. Getting the course content and the methodology signed off by the client or stakeholders or trainees. course content methodology should be suitable for the content. If we develop the communication skills content, there are the methodology to suitable for the communication skills. If there are CPR courses or training modules, should be methodology of the CPR different from the methodology of the communication. According to the course content, we should select the suitable methodology according to الability بتاعة الستيكهولدرز أو الترينيز. According to pre-test should be determine or assess the ability of the stakeholders. Developing your own courses through what? Define a subject of the trainee. Describe the aims of the trainee. Obtain a subject matters expertise. What is the experiences? If the trainee from 1 or 0 to 1 or 1 to 3 years experience or 3 to 10 experience, from 10 to up to 10 experience, is different matters of the subject or trainee. According to define a subject, identify ودefine التارجت بتاعنا أو السبجكت بتاعنا. describe الaims, describe الaim of subject, describe الماترز experiences places بتاعتهم, describe الستودنت, identify الكونتنت والكورس content, structure course content, write الobjective and the test. We develop courses through subject, define a subject, describe the aim of the subject, obtain subject matters expertise according to year of experiences and branches of experiences. We can develop courses of the nursing administration department different from the medical surgical department. It is the theoretical content, but medical surgery is practical content according to experiences of the administrator, according to a level of the management. There are 3 levels of the management, three levels of management. في top level of the management and the middle level of the management and the first line or the basic level. 3 levels in the expertise not as the same. Should be identify the course content according to describe different styles of the learning of trainers, different style, في variety of the ability, the variety of mind of the trainees. Write the objective and the test of the pre-test or post-test and the follow-up test according to explained in the previous lecture. Pre-test, post-test, follow-up test as the same test, just change the title, pre-test or post-test or follow-up test. Why? Because we determine the acquired knowledge والskills والattitude of the trainees or students. A choice method and the media, right? Trainees guide and student materials. There are different methods and different media. Will explain in 3rd lecture. The choice the methods of media according to the content of the courses. Right trainee guides how we implement or register in these training modules. I need the register training module. Why and how and when. This is should be aware as a guide for the trainers. And the student material, prepare visual aids, laptop, flow chart, according to video or others video أو visual aids according to the content and the structure, course content and the speciality of the training modules. Peer assessment ورun pilot courses it should be implemented or assessed. In the previous content, we explain the organization objective, training needs assessment, training gap, training course. We will explain training objectives of the training process. If you test or quiz according to the training program process, there are, true or false, there are 6 steps necessary in training process. True or false? False. There are 9 steps necessary in the training process. Training gap is the 5th process of the training process. True or false? False, because the training gap is the third step of the training program process. This should be aware the number of the process according to the process as a cycle. Every step based on previous step and next step. Should be aware of this process is the cycle process. Organization objective, then training needs assessment, then training gap, then training course. We determine training course should be training objective, should be determined or identified. Fifth process is training objectives. The objective of the training program should relate directly to the need determined by the assessment process outlined above. There are outline of the course, content course. According to the intended learning outcome in the beginning of this course, there are knowledge, professional, intellectuals, and the general intended outcome. As the same in the training process, there are outcomes expected from the training. Objective of the training program should be related directly to what? To the content of the training. We determine in the previous step the content of the training program. And from the containing program content, we will develop and written statement of the training objective. Should be action verb in the right objective, training objective. Objective should include milestone to help take the employee from where he or she is today to where the firm want him or her in the future. Objective is the milestone of the training, because the objective is basic of the training. We select this training session or training module to achieve this goal and objective from the trainees, and to develop and improvement according to organization objective from the updated employee or trainees in this organization. يبقى objective milestone help take a employee from where he or she is today to where the firm want him or her in the future. Future plan of the organization according to organization objective of this organization, if healthy setting organization, all business organization, as the same in the training objective. Setting objective help to evaluate the training program and also to motivate the employee. When the employee is promoted or motivated when selected to implement and participate in any training objective is very, very important to motivate the employee. There are financial motivation and there are self-learning motivation and other motivation to select training process in the participate الemployee in this training. Setting objective help to evaluate the training program and also to motivate the employee during the implementation of this training program. Allowing the employee to participate in setting objective increase the probability of the success. When we determine the goal and objective of the training objective should be participate the employee. This method of management by objective. Management by objective, there any employee in any organization participate in setting the goal and objective of this. This is advantage to employee and organization. To employee to develop their skills according to needs, and when participate in this setting objective, this is increase the probability to success. I written the objective according to the needs, and I should be aware and power forced to success this objective and achieve this objective. This is objective for the individuals or employee. Another advantage is for the organization. Organization objective, there are different organization objective. When the employee participate in this setting objective, this achieve the organization objective. If there are allowing employee to participate in setting objective increases the probability of success. There are 9 steps necessary in training process: organization objective, training needs assessment, training gap, training course, training objectives. Training objective based on what? Training course. Training course based on what? Training gap. Training gap based on what? Training need assessment. Training need assessment from what? From organization objective. This is a cycle. This is strata. Every step based on the previous step and complete the next step. The 6 steps of process is the select trainees and trainer. How I can select trainees and trainer to implement this module or training program. The first step, selection of trainees. In the organization, more than 100 employees or 1,000 employees, according to the number of employees, in the training session prepared, and we can develop or implement this training. It is very difficult to select the trainee from all organizations. There are need assessment sheet in the previous second step. We can select a trainee according to needs, and another one, selection lead trainee according to promotion of someone to another, and according to experience, according to speciality, and so on. Selection of trainee, once you have decided what training is necessary, decide what training is necessary for the organization and for the speciality and for the need assessment of the trainee, and where it is needed, the next decision is how should be trainee. Who should be trainee? Should be trainee. Training an employee is expensive. Especially when he or she leaves your frame for a better job. Therefore, it is important to carefully select who will be trained, because it is very, very expensive, because the employee catch the hiring salary الويج بتاعته بياخدها في التريننج during the training during the day of the work and then go to the training session or training department to acquire some knowledge. And training session, place and time and trainers and the material and the methods should be prepared. It is costed. There are costs of the employee salary and the wages, and there are costs of the training as a whole, place with time with trainees, trainers salary and the trainers aids salary, and the place is determined, and this is expensive or costly to any organization. But this cost is reflected for the organization to improve the performance of the target or employee, and so on is benefit, not expensive. Even benefit should be benefit of the training. It should be aware this cost is reflected on the organization objective and organization improvement and organization performance as a whole, according to criteria والستاندر بتاع البرفورمانس appraisal of any organization. Training program should be designed to consider the ability of the employee. Should be selection of the trainers according to ability, according to needs, to learn the material and to use it effectively, and to make the most efficient use of resources possible. It is also important the employee be motivated by training experiences. There are certificates of the training. This is motivation certificate of the employee. Training program should be according to ability. يبقى selection بتاع trainees or should be according to ability of the employee, according to experiences to the employee, according to resources possible in the most efficient in the organization, according to motivation of someone to promotion of the another one. Employee failure in the program is not only damaging to the employee but a waste of money. Well, there are some employees participate in some training modules and ineffective this training because is not needed and is not available in participate effectively in this training. This is not a specialty of you. According to the causes of the employee failure, the program, this damage, waste time, waste money of the organization. So, because should be select the trainees should be effective according to criteria of the selection of the trainee. Because if the failure trainee or employee is waste of the money and waste of the time, because we develop training and trainees or trainers is costly to place, to time, to efficiency أو waste المونey أو الفاينانشال of the organization. You should be selecting the right trainees is important to the success of the program. No bias in the selection of the trainees. No bias for the selection of the trainees. Should be written some criteria of selection in the trainee in this organization. according to experience, according to speciality, according to levels of requirements بتاعته, according to needs of the الامبلويين نفسهم أو الترينيز, according to الobjective بتاع الorganization. This is should be aware in the right of the training modules. Selection of the trainee and the trainer before presenting a training session. قبل ما نبدأ training session, make sure you have thorough understanding of the following. Selection of the trainee should be important and according to criteria of the selection. There are training session should be sure you have through understanding of the following. What is characteristic of the effective trainer? If we prepare training session and select trainee according to criteria and select ineffective trainer, and characteristic of the trainer should be an effective, not ineffective. An effective trainer because the trainer is implemented this training. Trainer should have a desire to teach the subject being taught. Desire, love what we work, desire to teach the subject being taught, and working in knowledge of the subject beginning taught, working in knowledge, and an ability to motivate the participation to want to learn. Ability to motivate the participation to want to learn. Good sense of trainee styles. There are some characteristics of the trainer. Trainer should be an ineffective or effective trainers. Characteristic should be an effective, not ineffective trainers. An effective. A trainer should have desire to teach the subject beginning taught. Desire. Motivate. Love their work. Love the contents of this should be taught. The working knowledge of the subject beginning taught. Ability to motivate participation to want to learn. Motivate during the ability of the trainer, motivated participation during implementation of these sessions is very, very important because the participant or trainees in the training sometimes not desire in this content, but the ability of the trainers should be motivated and to recognize and enforce these trainees to participate, and should be distribute the participation of the trainees in the session as the same. Sometimes in the training session there are some different subject or trainees beginning to participate and encourage to participate for themselves, and another should be withdrawers to participate. Trainers should be distributed participation and catch the withdrawers trainee to participate in this session, because this participation is very, very important to achieve the objectives or goal of the course or the modules. Good sense of trainer style. There are different styles in the trainees. Trainees sometimes is effective trainees, participant, good participant, and another one is withdrawer and not desire to the content, not desire the course as a whole, not desire to organization objective, and so on. This causes there are conflict between others in the participation, there are stress in their life. According to the causes of the trainees, good trainer, good sense of the trainee styles. A dynamic appearance and good postures. It is the appearance of the trainees should be good postures and good movement between the chairs of the participant. A strong passion for their topics. Should be aware for all content topics that explained, because the trainee maybe questions the trainers difficult questions. The trainers should be aware strongly in their topics and aware how to apply these topics in real life situation. Because there are some methods of simulation, some methods of discussions, focused group. There are trainers should be strong in their topics. And strong composition toward their participant. Should be trainers toward their participant is a strong relationship between the participant and break down ICE time. ICE time is the first time between trainers and trainee. Should be aware how to communicate with participant, how to effective communication between others, and how catch them to participation. The trainers is skills trainers should be aware in the trainer and ICE breaking down ICE between us is the first step. Beginning the session should be cheerful and good postures and collaborate with us and introduce yourself to the participant and introduce others to others as a participation in the first time of the trainers. To ICE, break down the ICE time of the trainers. Appreciate the audio-visual equipment to enhance the training session. Should be aware in the audio-visual equipment that used during a session and how to this work, and to prepare the audio-visual equipment. One method? No. One or two method of audio-visual. Because there are sometimes crises in the audio-visual equipment. Cut off electricity during the session implementation. Should be trainers prepare before training session software or audio-visual equipment and work paper for the content. Because if the cut of electricity during the implementation of our application of the training session, we can continue to the training session. According to the ability of the trainers, should be aware how implement any crisis in the during the session. There are sometimes difficult person relation. Should be aware this is ability of this person and encourage them to leaders the group's discussion during the session, and so on. It is experience of the training. For a training program to be successful, the trainer should be conscious of several essential elements, including a controlled environment. Training program trainers is from the implementation during the trainer's session should be conscious and aware of several essential elements. منها control الenvironment. الenvironment الtraining contain from trainees, trainer and environment. Trainer is the milestone of these models because the trainees is participant during the session and the environment should be saved and controlled from the trainers. Good planning during a session. The use of various training methods. There are different methods of training. If the trainer implement the topic or the session in one method training is failure. Should be participate or collaborate between all methods different method in method of training, because there are video presentation, classroom as a lecture, peer-to-peer to the others, and online discussion, simulations, different method. This is encourage the trainee to participate and motivate them to participate in any session, focused group discussion or another simulation and or another participation. Good trainers is good participate of the trainees. If the trainer one man show and explain all the content individually, is the failure in the training, because the participation of the trainee is encourage them to motivate to achieve outcomes. Good communication skill and trainees participation should be implemented. Communication skills is very, very important in the characteristics of the trainers. The next step is the seventh step is select the training materials. There are training process. There are 9 steps necessary in training process: organizational objective, training needs assessment, training gap, training course, training objective, select trainee and trainers, select the training methods is the 7th process. Seventh steps, select training method. There are 2 broad type of training available to small business: on the job and off the job techniques. Training method, there are off the job or on the job techniques, individual circumstances and the who, what and why of your training program. We remember with us the 5 W and 1 H. Who, what and why, and then how your training program. Determine which method to use during the training methods. Determine which method to use. On the job training and off the job training. On the job and off the job. On the job during the work day. During the work day. On the job training is delivered to employee while they perform their regular job. In this way, they do not lose time while they are learning. After a plan is developed for what should be taught, employee should be informed of the details. Timetable should be established with periodic evaluation to inform employee about their progress. On the job training delivered to the employee while they perform their regular job during الwork day. In this way, they don't lose time while they are learned after a plan is developed for what should be taught. Employee should be informed of the detail from what? To another person in their department. When we participate in any session, after implementing this plan, a timetable should be established with the periodic evaluation to inform employee about their progress. On-the-job techniques include orientation, job and structure training, internship and assessment, job rotation and coaching. Off-job training بقى technique include lecture, special study, film, television, conference or discussion, case study, role play, simulation. This is methods of training. Most of this technique can be used by small business, also some may be too costly. There are orientation program for the new employee, and the first several days on the job are crucial in the success of new employee. Orientation training should emphasize the following topics: company history and the mission, the key members in the organization, the key member in the department, and how the department help fulfill the mission of the company. Personal rules and regulation. Some companies use verbal presentation while others have written presentation. Many small businesses convey this topic in one-on-one orientation. No matter what method is used, it is important that the newcomer understand his or her new place of employment. There are the 8 steps administrative training of the module. This should be implemented or explained in another lecture. We remember that organization training process, 9 steps necessary in training process: organization objective, training need assessment, training gap, training course, training objectives, selected trainee and trainers, selected training methods, and administrative training, then evaluate training evaluation. Okay, it is process administer training, having a plan the training program probably. You must now administer the training to selected employee, and it is important to follow through to make sure the goals are being met. Questions to consider before training begin include location, facilities, accessibility, comfort, and the equipment of the training modules. Careful attention to these operational details will contribute to the success of the training program. An effective training program administrator should follow these steps. Define an organizational objective. Determine the need of the training program. Define training goals. Develop training methods. Decide whom to train. Decide who should do the training. Administrate the training. Evaluate training program. Following this step will help an administrator develop an effective training program to ensure that the firm keeps qualified employee who are productive, happy worker. This will contribute positively to the bottom lines. This is an administrative training, and the ninth process should be explained in the evaluation of this training. Will be explained in the another training session or training lectures. This training process, 9 steps. Number 1, organization objective, training needs assessment, training gap, training course, training objectives, select trainee and trainer, select training methods, administrative training. This is explained all the 7th, 8th process, and the 9th process will be explained in the training evaluation in detail of the lecture of the training evaluation. بشكركم على حسن استماعكم، وأتمنى لكم التوفيق إن شاء الله، ونتقابل في محاضرة لاحقة إن شاء الله لاستكمال باقي محاضرات إعداد برامج تدريبية. Training Program Process and Prepare Training Modules. بشكركم على حسن استماعكم. السلام عليكم.